what's going on YouTube? It's Steve coming to you with another video. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the pros and cons of listing your items on eBay, buy it now versus auction style. Alright, so I'm going to go through buy it now and auction and name off the pros and cons to give you guys a little better idea at when you should be using buy it now versus when you should be listing your items auction style. Alright, so let's start with buy it nows. I'm going to name off some pros of using buy it now. First thing, you can get a higher price if you're experienced. For instance, say you're selling Pendleton shirts and you know that a specific Pendleton will usually get $25. So if you list it at buy it now at $25, you know, you might have to wait a few days, but you know you're going to get your asking price. Also, you can list for 30 days plus. So you don't have to constantly be relisting your item after 3 to 7 days if it doesn't sell with an auction. Also, you can sell your items quickly within the first minute. So maybe you want to be able to cash out quickly and get some money in your bank account. Say you know that shirt is selling for 25 bucks, put it for 23, buy it now and get that cash quickly. And lastly, you can utilize the best offer feature on the buy it now listing. So you could also, I mean, it helps for selling quickly as well. So best offers are always good to put on for your buy it now. Sometimes I use them, other times I don't, depending on the situation. Now, some of the cons for listing buy it now, I would say, is the 50-cent listing fee. Also, you have to wait longer to sell sometimes. So maybe if you're not experienced in what things are going for, you kind of didn't do your due diligence as much as you should have, you might have to wait a long time to get your price, so you might not even get it. And lastly, you could shortchange yourself if unexperienced. So, you know what, maybe, again, you didn't do good enough due diligence and that item that you're selling is maybe worth 50 bucks. But for some reason you put it up $30 and it sold quickly. I mean, if you put an auction, maybe you could have got your, 50 bucks. So those are some of the pros and cons for buy it now listings. And now let's talk about auction style listings. Some of the pros or some of the benefits of using auction is you can get a higher price if unexperienced. So, for example, maybe you're selling a CD player and you don't want to do the research on how much it's worth, or I don't know, whatever reason that you have. You can put it up for an auction, and usually if it's a pretty popular item, you're going to get market value. And it's good for beginners as well. When I started, I did a lot of auction styles because I wasn't very informed in how to find out what prices were. I didn't know how to work the completed listings, and I wasn't sure how to really determine market value. So it's great for beginners, and you're going to get your market value for the item if it's a popular item. Also, you can attract more buyers when using auction style if you started at a low price. So for instance, maybe you have an item that typically will sell for $100. If you started off for like $9.99, you're going to attract a lot of buyers. A lot of people are going to watch that item. And typically that will work in your, it'll work in your favor, and you'll usually get a better price because there's more people involved. There's a lot more people bidding it up. And with auctions, if you get a lot of people interested, usually they'll overpay and they'll pay a little more than what you'll typically get. So that's good as well. And some negative or some cons regarding auction style, I would say, is you have to wait at least 3 to 7 days. Like when you use buy it now, I mean, it could sell within the first minute, but when you use auction, you have to usually wait 3 to 7 days. They used to have a 1-day auction. I'm not sure if they do anymore, but I don't really advise doing that. And again, with auction styles, you could shortchange yourself as well. Maybe you're a beginner and you're not really sure how to put the right description in, or your pictures really aren't up to par, and maybe you just You put the wrong information in, or you put the wrong category for the listing. Maybe you put the shoes in the shirts category or whatever. That could affect who's going to see your listing and ultimately affect how many watchers you get or how many bidders you get. So, when you're doing auction style, you really want to start at a price that you would be comfortable at if it ended at that. You could use a reserve. And what a reserve is, like for instance, you're selling something, you started at $9.99 and you want to get 100, you could put a reserve in for 50 bucks, which means if it ends at $9.99, the person can't win it because you have a reserve for $50. It has to get to the $50 or more for them to be able to win the auction. But I believe reserves, they come with a higher fee from eBay, and I don't really have much experience using it, so I'm not really sure. And Lastly, auctions are really unforgiving. If you're new and you're not really sure about how to price it and list it, I would recommend going with a high buy it now and a best offer, and kind of see how many people look at your ad, if you get any offers, and it'll really help you determine if you're on the right track pricing it. So those are some pros and cons regarding buy it now and auction. Hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. And also check out one of my past videos. I have a contest going on right now for a postage scale. So check out that video a few videos back. I believe it's titled the 250 subscriber contest. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys are learning. I'm learning a lot from watching your videos. Appreciate it, and stay tuned for some more content. Take care.